Until God calls for me, I'ma keep ballin', keep on ballin'. To my niggas and my bitches looking down on me, I know y'all see me when I'm ballin'. You know I got to keep ballin'. To the fans come, we ballin' out. Y'all niggas, y'all know what this about. That stash house, we in and out. We're ballin', 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 we shot.
Good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Thank God that we're all alive. You know, some people didn't make it, you know, and the COVID thing is getting better day by day. However, there's still people dying from other diseases and other viruses that's out here. So we still have to take care of ourselves and think about what we're headed towards. Let's check the weather today here in Charlotte. Alexa, what's the weather today here in Charlotte?
Currently, in Charlotte, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds with a high of 71 degrees and a low of 44 degrees.
Oh, today is going to be nice. Oh, today I want to talk about the rebellious country that I live in, and the reason why people are rebellious. A part of it has to do with our government. You know, y'all know I sit back, I analyze, I study, you know, and I study very well. And this is why I get through a lot of things, you know. However, I've been seeing some things, you know, and I've been wondering, you know, how and why, you know. So I had to sit back and I had to think about it for a little bit. And I'm going to share that with you guys to see if y'all see what I see, you know. Now, we know the country has been under attack with this COVID for over a year now. And it's still going on strong, you know. And a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are suffering mentally and physically. You know, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is something even before the COVID, and I had to pay attention to these things, you know. Even before the COVID, people were out here suffering, you know. And you can't expect people to suffer, and this goes out to the government side of things. You can't expect people to suffer, okay, and don't attack, okay? Every man and animal was born, okay, to live. And if you are hurting these people where they can't survive and they can't live, it makes them attack, okay? Just like a lion. I'm going to use a lion, for instance, because a lion has been in my mind for... I would say the last month been like seriously on my mind, the lion, you know. And with the lion rests, you know, he rests a lot, you know, and then when he's hungry, he get up and find his prey, you know. And it's the same with any animal, you know. You have vultures that will scoop down from the sky and snatch food off the ground when they're hungry. You know, and, you know, they tell us to be patient, have discipline, you know, and different things. The reason why I'm bringing this to play, because I saw a movie last night, you know, and y'all know I'm big on the military. And the reason being is because I was raised by so many military men, you know, and they all had skills that they received from the military. You know, and they taught me those skills. So I'm thankful and I'm blessed. However, there's also people that went to the military that came out and mentally they couldn't handle it. And what made me think about this even more, I was watching this movie called Colored Girls, I believe. I had seen it once before, but I didn't get to see all of it. You know, sometimes I'd be so tired to go to sleep. So I don't get to see all, you know, the whole movie. But this particular time I was able to sit up and actually watched this movie, and this man from the military, he was mentally ill, because of whatever he experienced in the military. However, he came home and tortured his family. And when I say he tortured his family, he tortured his family. He beat his wife, put the kids in a home that was just unreal. When I say put the kids in a home, meaning they had to deal with, they had to deal with chaos every day of their lives, and that part of the movie ended. Well, it didn't end, but that chapter ended when he threw both of his kids out the window, and that had me like flabbergasted. I was like, you got to be kidding me. This dude is just that sick, where he sacrificed his children to be caged, okay? Because he couldn't understand why he couldn't find a job, why he couldn't take care of his family. His wife was the head of the household, so it messed with his self-esteem, okay? So these are the things that I was watching when I was watching this movie. Granted, I was saying, yeah, he was a sick individual, but what made him sick? He was from the military. He didn't get his skill, okay? He was an alcoholic. His wife took care of the family. Okay. She was always gone, so it made him jealous. Okay. And he felt the pain. Okay. And I guess he didn't know what else to do. I'm not in his mind, so I don't really know. But based on what the movie showed, I could pretty much guess that he just didn't know. He was going in circles mentally, and he had to find a way out. He didn't want to leave her because she had his kids, and it's understandable. But I said to myself, he shouldn't have took it that far. You don't sacrifice your kids. You sacrifice yourself, and I'm not saying kill yourself because things are not going right. But then you have to look at our government. Okay. And I'm saying this to say, y'all have people that y'all recruit in the military every day. And when y'all recruit these people, it should be mandatory that they gain a skill before they leave that place. Okay? Mandatory. They must go to school and gain a skill, some type of skill outside of the military. So these men won't be standing on corners begging for money or can't take care of their families. Okay? Then you have the smart ones. I was thankful to be around the smart ones that went in for a skill. Okay? And said, I'm going to gain me a skill. I'm going to get this skill. And I'm going to take it home. And I'm going to be somebody. And I had 4 of those that I came in contact with. And that's why they survived. And they made good for their lives. But then you got some that couldn't make good for their lives. And they end up in destruction. Now we want to talk about the regular people in the world that has been tortured, because of the government and why people rebel. Okay. And I'm going to use this incident like this weekend that just passed, All-Star Weekend. Now All-Star Weekend is a weekend where people make a lot of money. These big events is where people make a lot of money. Super Bowl, All-Star Weekend, it's all kind of stuff that they do, and people make a lot of money. And this is how they live. Okay. Some people take that money and they may make, say, $100,000 that weekend. And they take that money and live off of it all year. Okay? Or a portion of the year, whatever the case may be. Okay? But once you start taking this stuff away from people, and you telling them that they got to live until they die, pretty much. Okay? Like, if you didn't get COVID and you ain't dead, then you're going to suffer. Either way, you're suffering. So I get it. I get it, y'all. You know what I mean? And I couldn't understand, like, a person like 50 Cent. Why would you go out there and you do this and lead these people to, be out here knowing that the COVID is still, still out here. But you got to look at how they looking at it. Either way, you're going to die. So why sit at home doing nothing and you could be out there getting some money trying to survive? It's God's choice. So I get it. Because waiting and depending on the government, look how long we've been waiting for this next stimulus checks. They said that they was going to help us with rent, mortgages, light bills. These companies still ain't get their money. But they unsigned these trillion dollar bills. And then here we are again, about to sign another one when they ain't paid off on the last one. Okay, so you got to look at the facts of the matter of this thing, And this is one of the reasons why when the COVID set down, and they said, oh, y'all need to stay home. I told myself, and I'm one of them, okay? I just was cautious. I wore my mask. I had my hand sanitizer, my disinfectant, and all that stuff I had before the COVID even set down. So I already knew. But I knew I had to survive. I had 8 people to feed. How am I supposed to feed these 8 people if somebody don't get out there and work? And somebody don't get out there and get the food? People being homeless, people losing their homes. And I'm not trying to totally blame the government, but they need to revise the way they do things. And I'm going to use myself for instance. That's just like when I touched down here in Charlotte. Okay? My kids, and I think I told y'all this story before. I touched down in Charlotte, tried to find me a job. Now, I had the skills. I had a lot of skills. Okay? I applied for a trash company. Now, I have a CDLB. I can drive a trash truck. I drove a trash truck in Maryland. So what's the problem of me not being able to drive a trash truck here in Charlotte? Okay? I had a traffic issue in the past, but the judge assured me that it won't affect my CDL. So I can continue to go out and make money because they realize that if you affect my skills and you affect my livelihood, how am I supposed to pay? How am I supposed to pay taxes? How am I supposed to do anything to help our country? So I knew that wasn't the problem. Then I went and looked for another job. They wanted to charge me $180 to transfer my CDL over. $180 to transfer my license over so I can work. All I can do is laugh about it right now. Okay? I wound up losing a $45,000 a year job because I didn't have $180 to transfer my monies over, which led me to have to apply for food stamps to feed my family. Don't y'all know it took them 90 days, okay, almost 90 days before they gave me and my family food stamps. How was I supposed to survive? Okay, I had to get out here and hustle. Okay, and when I say hustle, meaning I drove people around in my car, took them to the store, took them wherever they needed to go, just so I would be able to feed my kids. If somebody needed me to do something, I would do it just so I can feed my family. Okay? Because you can't expect your family members to always be there, and I don't have much family. So you can't expect them to always be there when you hungry at night to send you some food or to send you some money to get some food. Once in a while is okay, but you can't do that every night. So I had to go out here and hustle for my family in order for my people to eat. Do you see where the government put me in a bind? Because I had a family to feed. And then we're taught if you don't have a job, you must file for unemployment or social services to be able to get help, especially when you have children, because if you don't, that's neglect of your children. So they ask you to do all of this stuff. They put it in writing and say, hey, this is what you need to do in order for you to take care of your kids. And if you don't do that, then we're going to find you in neglect. But we don't get the chance to find them in neglect when they're waiting 90 days to give you money to feed those kids. We don't get that right. For neglecting my family. For making me have to go out there and deal with people I don't even know, putting me in harm's way. Just like the army, just like, I'm going to just say like this, just like the military. They're thrown out there in the field. Okay? With strangers they barely even know. In order to survive the war. It's the same thing that we wake up to every single day. They train us to go out there and hurt others in order to survive. And then you have to tell your soul that you're dead inside in order to do these things. Because how you going to sleep at night? Now you become a drug addict. Okay? This country is messed up. And that's just the bottom line. And it's going to take a lot of work to fix it. Okay? Biden is not going to be the one. It's not going to end with him. We still got a long way to go. But until they get it right, they're going to continue to have crime, chaos, and people being rebellious. Because we have to survive. Y'all wrote it in the blueprint. This is the way y'all wanted things done. And now it has reversed itself. Law and order. But then you got these people, you know, they say, okay, I said, well, why does it take so long for you to get services to eat? Oh, we have a lot of cases. Okay, but if someone or 2 or 3 people are working on them cases every single day, they wouldn't pile up. Just like if you're washing dishes. If you're putting the dishes in the sink and you're washing them as they coming through, it'll get done. But they want to sit on everything. They have to sit on everything. They have to go through this channels in order to get things done. Meanwhile, people are starving. Meanwhile, people are being put in the street. Meanwhile, people are hurting. And you're forcing them to be rebellious. You're forcing them to go out there and say, hey, I'm going to die messing with you anyway. So I might as well go out there and take my chances with the COVID. Okay? This is what I'm seeing. And I'm going to use this for instance. Now look at some people. They be sick and hurt and they waiting on disability. Right? They're waiting on disability. They hurting. Some days they have good days. Some days they have bad days. They can't go to work. It makes it hard for them. The excess pressure on their bodies or whatever illnesses they may have. And they make you wait months and months and months upon months. How are you supposed to survive? How are you supposed to eat? How are you supposed to pay your bills? Because those people they're not gonna hear. They don't want to hear that you're waiting on disability. They don't want to hear that. All they want is their money. It just ceases to amaze me the things that our government does to us and then tell us to be disciplined. How can we be disciplined when you force us to be killers, to be rebellious? How? You know, our President Biden, he called the people that was going out there without masks, partying and all of this stuff, Neanderthals. You know, that's a word that my mama used to use all the time. And I laughed about it, but then I had to actually think about it. What are you doing to help the country? But you're calling them the Neanderthals. Yeah, we see you trying. But you trying is not doing anything. Because you still have other people that you have to beg to sign documents in order to free the people or to help the people. So where do you really stand? This is what I've been trying to tell people. The president can only fight for us. That don't mean he's always going to win. It's not at his terms. And y'all need to understand that. And I tried to tell y'all that. It's the legislation that y'all need to look at when it's time to vote. Because he's going through the same battle Trump went through. Only difference was Trump was a Republican and he was fighting with his own people. Now we have the Democrats fighting with the other side. Ain't no difference. And we still suffering. Because don't nobody care. As long as they're good, because they're going to get their paychecks. Now I want you to understand. Do you see why Trump did what he did when he first came in office? Shut the government down so they couldn't get paid? So they can feel the pain that we go through? When we don't get any money? When we can't eat? I don't agree with everything that Trump did. But I see now why he did what he did. Because he needed them to see what it felt like not being able to eat. Because he was there, so he knows. He tells us all the time how he used to eat cans of tuna fish in order to survive. I've been there. I know. So I was able to recognize. But if you ain't never been there, how you going to recognize? So he had to show them better than he can tell them. And sometimes that's what you got to do to people. You got to show them. And as soon as he showed them, we got to get Trump out of here because he's trying to kill us. Well, what the fuck? Oh, excuse my language because I ain't supposed to be cursing on here. You've been trying to kill all these people all this time. But now, you so worried about dying. Because I stripped you of your money. I stripped you of your check. And you worried about how you going to pay your bills. You got people that's making 6 figures. And they're selling their homes. And moving back to the ghettos. They said, I ain't going to have no fear. I'm going to move in the ghetto with the black people. Some of these white people. I said, I'm going. I'm moving in. I have me some money in the bank. Just in case. Because this government ain't right. They put their fear aside. Because survival is the key. You have to laugh at the way the government does things, you know. They're double standard, you know. They're double standard. This is why I only depend on God. And I'm going to just give it right to y'all. I'm going to give it to y'all the way I see it, you know. Because if you depend on the government, you will always fail. Always. They're going to make you fail. They're going to make you starve. Just like an animal in the street. Then they told us, spend the money because we need the money to be recycled. We spending money so they can help us with other stuff, and we still haven't seen what they claim they were doing. So I don't know who comes up with this stuff, I just follow just to see, and I've always been like that, My bosses at Frito-Lay could tell y'all, I would come in there and they'd be like, well, this is what we was taught and this is the way you have to do it. And I'd be like, that's not going to work because of the way this particular company is set up. It's not going to work. But you know what? I'm going to follow what you said just because you told me to do it. I've always been like that. So I would go out there and do it, and then you fail. I told you. Then you get to say, I told you so. Then they get mad when you tell them you told you so. Now, can I go out there and do it my way and show y'all how it should be done? And how I know we're gonna make something out of this? Oh, they hated that about me. Yeah, because I would sure go out there. Oh, that's what you want me to do? Well, that's not gonna work. Well, this is the way they want us to do it. Okay, well, we're gonna fail. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do it just like you asked. Step by step. Then as soon as we fail, they can look at me, well, what happened? What happened was that formula that y'all put together wasn't the right formula because every company is different. Every person's life is different. Every area is different. Where you can sell, and I'm going to just use this as a instance. Example. I can go to one store in one area and a product that I always buy in the other area is gone. It's there. Okay? They're not selling it that well over there. But then you'll go somewhere else and then it may be half sold out. Okay? So you got to know your market. You got to know your people. Same with the government. You got to know your people. And this is why I always told, even though I didn't vote for Trump, I did feel that he was the best man for the job because he was a businessman. And in order to run this country, you have to be a businessman. You have to know how business rolls. You have to know how people. You have to know what's going on in order to help the people. That's just what it is. Government. You're making these people suffer, so now they're being rebellious. They're saying they're going to kill us either way, so I might as well go out here, have fun, party, get drunk, make some money while I'm doing it, get some fame while I'm doing it to help me make some money later. I might as well just do it. Because they don't give a damn. They don't care if we eat or if we die. They don't care if we're homeless or not. All they care about right now is Cuomo and the ladies that claim he's doing something to them. That's all we see on the news. Okay? And that they hopefully have appointments for everybody to get their COVID vaccine. This is what we see on the news. But people are still hungry. People are still dying. People are still going through problems. Government don't cease to amaze me, and this is why I was always wanting to work because I couldn't, you can't wait on them. They'll make you commit sins that you didn't even want to commit. And that's just the bottom line. How can y'all be led by God, but y'all making us sin? That's a double standard. This country has a lot of work to do. And then the people of the country is trying to help as much as it can. But then y'all make us look like fools and make us look like liars. So then you get to the point like, Then, I was going to run for governor, for Charlotte. Try to get these people right. Not governor assistant. Because I get tired of writing the governor telling him what's going on with my people in the city. And what my people need. And I get tired of people walking up on me, telling me stuff because they know I'm going to write Cooper and talk to them about it. I got my own life to live. I got to take care of my people. My family need love too. But people don't think about that. All they think about is, oh, she's a designated person, so I'm gonna tell her so she can get it done. But that's no more. You got to do it for yourself now, because I'm tired of the government making me look like a fool. Okay, I'm just tired. I'm tired. Enough is enough. I wanted to be a part of that organization. I did. That would have been the best thing that happened for my family, because they was big into politicians and politics and, saving the people. But not if they're going to make me look bad, because my family also told me and taught me, if it's going to make you look bad, then you don't need to be involved in it. And they make you look bad. The government makes you look real bad. So yeah, now I don't even want to be, I don't even want to run for governor or mayor anymore. I don't want to do anything when it comes to politicians, because they make you look bad. They know these people are out here hungry. They know these people are out here struggling. There's people out here that's in pain, hurting, waiting on help, and got to pray every day and go out here and still try to make ends meet because they bull crapping around. I mean, this is just the gist of it. This is the facts of it. Now here I am. I'm starting another business. Y'all know I launched the Diamond Way, Miss JJ Diamond, and I was going to deal with Amazon and my website. And Amazon is, he's into so much, he can't even focus on one thing and rising in one thing. He's just doing too much, and I'm just going to give it to him straight. I love the company. You've done wonderful things, but you also destroyed things as well, okay? And I'm just going to give it to you the way I see it. You have to focus on perfection before you move on to something else, okay? Because all you're going to do is continue to put more and more money out there. And in the end, who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be you. Okay? It's going to be you that's going to suffer in the end. Because you're doing too much. And when you're doing too much, things suffer. I think I taught y'all this once before, and I tell people this all the time, When y'all see me doing too much, I put certain things down, like they don't want me to leave the music industry, and I get it. I get it, y'all. Y'all like what I talk and what I say, and I try to be as honest with y'all as possible. So yeah, y'all want to keep me in so y'all can continue to learn, and I understand that. And I respect it. However, if I'm marketing every day and my pages are being slowed down, what's the use? They're blocking you from hearing it anyway. So that's a hindrance. That's a weak link. So what do we do with weak links? We break them off and get rid of them. Okay? This is what we do. Anything that becomes a hindrance to stress you out because you cannot move forward, because God does not put you in a place that's going to hurt you. And I keep telling y'all that. God does not make things hard for you. He tests you, yes. But he doesn't make it hard for you to make the decision that you need to make and go forward and follow the journey that he asks you to follow. So with that being said, if it's a weak link, you get rid of it. Y'all battle by yourselves, because it takes two to battle. But my name won't be up there. You won't be slowing my page down because I won't be a part of it. Okay? Now, getting back to the Amazon. Now, they approved me, because, all my products are handmade. Okay? No machines. Even though I'm getting ready to get into one machine, okay, to make one of my products. Reason being because it's very, very hard. And once my sales start coming in, I'm not going to be able to get the product made fast enough by hand, okay? And it would take for me to train a lot of people and pay a lot of people that I know I won't be able to afford to. So I have to get into some of these machines. However, majority of my products are handmade. Like my bath salt is handmade. My soap is handmade. My fingernail polish is handmade. Okay. But I'm about to get into the machine where then that way I won't have to hand make it. Okay. For my fingernail polish, because it's going to become too much for me. And I know that. I've tested it. Y'all see me test it. I show it to y'all. It's going to be a lot of work. So with that being said, I have to go to the machine side. But anyway, I was approved for the handmade, Amazon, Now, and I got on a website. I just want to explain this to y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all about this other company too. Got on a website. Filtered everything. Being that I wasn't selling products that he already had, I needed to make sure that my product was protected. That was his advice. Okay? So that's what I did. That's why I went and got my stuff trademarked. Okay? Now, if that's the case, okay, you want people to sell stuff on your website, how is that possible if it's handmade? So that box shouldn't even exist on on his thing. Okay. So now I'm waiting on the government to get my paperwork straight, so I'll be able, because I'm a brand, and I'm waiting for them to get my paperwork straight. They take time with everything they do, and it's a process. Everything is a process with them. Okay. So now I waited too long. My application was gone because I waited too long. But yet and still, you the one who sent me off to trademark my stuff. Okay? Now listen to this now. Meanwhile, okay, they tell me, all right, well, we fixed it. All right, go back in and do what you got to do. Get back in, do what you got to do. I can't even load my products. Reason why I can't load my products is they don't even have a category of health and beauty. It freezes my stuff. Okay? So now I can't do anything. Okay? It's so funny, yo. It drives me crazy the way they think and the way they do things. You know what I mean? Now, my theory is, okay, don't take me through all of this. If you want the product, buy it. It's simple. If you want the product being sold by Amazon and want to put your name on it, buy the product. It's simple. Then I won't even have to go on your website. You took me through all these damn channels. For what? Just buy the product. It's simple. And then you can put your own name on it and do what you want to do with it. It's simple. But they'd rather make it more difficult. But they want the product. They want to keep sending you emails. Well, get your stuff up. Watch the webinar. Do this. Do that. And then you do all of this stuff and you still don't learn anything. Because they always got a button on there that ain't supposed to be there that's going to block you from moving forward. So why is it even there? Just buy the product and leave me alone. So this is when I decided, I said, I'm not going to do this with Amazon or no other company. Then here come Esty. Okay. Theirs was easy to upload the stuff and do what you have to do. Okay. But of course they want you to pay for marketing. Or you're marketing them. Okay. You got to laugh at how these companies do their things. Okay. They want you to market them so they can get more products on their pages, but they won't market you. They want you to pay for marketing, to be put on the front line page. But they want you to get up every day and spend your time when you're not getting a sale marketing them. Does that make sense, people? I mean, really? And then wait a minute. Then they want to charge you monthly for your products being on their website. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. But as soon as they can't get the payment, they shut your stuff down. Hold on. That don't mean I don't have the money. Maybe I transfer all my money into another account. Send me an email. No, they don't work that way. They just shut you down. Okay? Really? Now, we're going to talk about Shopify and Instagram. They kill me. These companies kill me, y'all. Now, Shopify gives you a free trial. Then they want you to pay $30 a day a month. Okay? But then, 7 days out of that month, you can't even get the website working properly. Okay? So now they're saying, by the time your 14th day comes, they're going to take your money because they know you still ain't right. You still ain't get it right. So where's my free trial? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Now listen to this. They tell me that Instagram said, okay, well, open your shop on Instagram. So your stuff could be highlighted. You could be in the Instagram shop. People could see your stuff. That's cool. I like it. This is great. I put all my products in the shop, okay? Sent off for approval. They denied me. Redid it again with no products in the shop. They approved me. Does that sound right? So now I write them and I say, well, wait a minute. Y'all approved me with no products. How do I put my products back in there? Did I get an answer? No, I still haven't gotten an answer from Shopify, Etsy, or Amazon. So do y'all see the gimmicks? People don't have time for the nonsense. If you like the product, buy the product and sell it yourself. Stop using these people to get money. Because you're hurting their businesses. You're hurting them. Because they don't know how to work your particular programs or your software. Or because you have a block on certain things if they don't have what you want or what they need. Or what you need. What you claim you need. Then they build these big teams that can build it for you for thousands and thousands of dollars. How do you charge small businesses thousands and thousands of dollars if it's a small business? So do y'all see where I'm going with this? And then the government allows them to do these things. This is what kills me. The government allows these companies to progress off of stealing from us. And it's okay. It's not right. And I'm tired of it. Now, my theory is go back to the streets. Because that's what I was always taught. You take it to the streets. Who has time to waste online with liars, with cheaters, with thieves? Who has time for that? Life is hard enough. Do y'all see what we're going through with the government? You got homeless people out on the street on a regular basis. And they accept their lives being like that. They have cell phones and everything. They pick their little spot on the street and that's where they live. Is that a country to be proud of? I used to be proud of my country. I'm not proud of them no more. They've disappointed me. They have disappointed me to the fullest. And I'm sad that I have to teach my daughter about this disappointment. And tell her this, it is what it is. This is what you got to go through. So if you got to starve for a week or two, this is why. So you better do it like this or do it like that. Because if you don't, you're going to be hungry. You ain't got no clothes. You ain't got no roof over your head. You ain't going to have nothing. Until they say so. I don't have time for it. Now, do you see Why Obama called me a soldier? Because I overcame and I didn't wait on the government to help me. I went out there and I got it. I did what I had to do to take care of my family. I wasn't going to sit in a corner and cry about what they're doing to me. I was going to make a way with the grace of God. A lot of people look down on me, but they can't look down on me for being a criminal because I'd never committed criminal activities. I did what I needed to do to feed my family. And this is just what you have to do. You have to think, people. Because in the end, we all got to face God. And he's going to ask, well, I made you a parent. I gave you some kids to take care of. And you didn't do that right. Why? I gave you a husband. And you didn't do that right either. Or I gave you a wife. And you couldn't do that right. Why? I gave you test after test. I even helped you along the way, put some things in to help you out, and you still ain't do it right. Why? I just, personally, I can't deal. I can't deal with the nonsense because they're making it difficult. I can't afford to. I'm going to say this. Every day that we go outside is a chance we take. It's a chance we take when we go outside because people are so reckless, So I kind of get, where these guys is coming from when they going out there partying to make money, to make connections, to do whatever they got to do to make sure tomorrow is okay for them. I could recognize with that. I could recognize with it because I did it too. I did it while they was all sitting home. While they was all sitting home, because the government says, get your butt home and stay there because we need to find out about this COVID. I put my mask on and I went on out there. And I said, I got to make some money because we going to starve. And then I recognized that even though I had the money to buy some of the stuff, it wasn't even in the store for me to buy. So I get it. I get it. And I don't knock y'all one bit. Y'all do whatever y'all got to do. I just say try to be safe, Because if you could avoid death, then avoid it. Because that's not God's mission for us. So I'm just saying to you guys, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what this thing is. We don't know what this next virus that's coming in is. We're going into the time where stuff is starting to spike because the summertime is coming. And I know how I feel during the spring and the summer when my allergies start to arise. I get worse. I start feeling sicker. I can't get out my bed. I start feeling nauseous. All the symptoms that the COVID brings. I go through this every single year. Every single year of my life, I go through this. And y'all going through it too now. It's just not allergies. It's a virus. But the thing is, it's about to spike again. So, are y'all safe out there? That's the point, And I want y'all to be safe. Especially my guys that I work with. That helps me. You know what I mean? I want y'all to be safe. Put the mask on. You don't know where people been. Technically, I'm going to be honest with you, we should be able to wear masks for the rest of our lives. Because you don't know where people have been. You don't know what they're doing. They go to countries, they eat whatever, they come back to America. This is why they ask us now, have you been out of the country? And then they can lie. They can still lie and say, yeah, no, I ain't been out of the country. And just came off the plane. This is something y'all need to think about. The more bacteria that gets into your body, the harder it is for your body to work. Whether it's COVID or any other bacteria. This is why we use the essential oils to keep our lungs and stuff open. So it can fight. And get out of your body. You know? These essential oils, a lot of them kill germs. The teas have the tanning in it. This is why. To kill off the stuff. And we have to recognize that. And help ourselves. In this podcast, I'm tired of talking, y'all. I got other things to do anyway. But I'm going to try to keep y'all posted on how I feel about what's going on out here. You know, a lot of y'all, you know, y'all look up to me. And I thank y'all for that, you know. I feel blessed, you know. And I thank you for all the listeners, you know, for y'all daily listeners. You know, I'm thankful for that, you know, that y'all chose me, you know, to give me that daily time because you don't have to. And this is why I continue to do it, because y'all give me that time. I love all you guys, you know. So any knowledge that I get, I will always share it. Any thoughts that I get, I will always share it. So y'all will be able to think for yourselves and make the right decisions. I love you all. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me, and I'll talk to y'all soon.